The air in Los Angeles was thick with smoke ash falling like gray snow. Wildfires threatened Sandraoh's home, and evacuation was imminent. When you have minutes to decide what to save, you discover what truly matters. For Sandra, the answer was clear: her journals. Not jewelry, not awards, just decades of handwritten thoughts, dreams, and fears. These journals were her most honest self, her story in her own words. In the panic, she gathered them, each one a time capsule of her journey. This choice reveals Sandra's values, her story, her inner life, her experiences. In Hollywood, where image is everything, she chose authenticity over possessions. Saving her journals was an act of self-love, a declaration that her personal history mattered most. She reached for the proof of her existence, not the symbols of her success. It's a powerful reminder for all of us. What would you save? What objects hold your story? For Sandra, the answer was written on every page. When everything else is stripped away, what truly defines you? In a world that often values material possessions, why choose journals over gold or any other fleeting treasure? Because they're more than just diaries filled with daily musings. They're loyal friends, silent confidants, and steadfast companions on life's unpredictable journey. From childhood, Sandra instinctively poured her feelings, both big and small, onto these waiting pages. Joy, pain, the sting of disappointment, triumph, heartbreaking loss, and everything in between. Over time, the journals became a mirror, reflecting her evolving self, helping her understand herself, her motivations, and the intricate tapestry of her inner world. Life moves at an ever-increasing pace, a blur of moments that can easily fade from memory. Journals, however, act as anchors, helping you remember the earlier chapters of your life, the lessons learned, and the people who shaped you. They held invaluable clues to her life's unfolding mystery, patterns of behavior, recurring themes, and the persistent, sometimes elusive dreams that endured throughout the years. If lost or uncertain, she could always reread her own words, a familiar voice guiding her, and confidently find her way back to her true north. They faithfully captured the raw, unfiltered emotions of growing up, the awkwardness, the yearning, and the boundless hope, the isolating feeling of being an outsider, looking in, and the fierce determination to fight for her place in the world, to belong, to be seen. Writing became a powerful tool, transforming messy, overwhelming feelings into clear, manageable thoughts, a way to reclaim control of her narrative, to author her own life story. For anyone whose voice isn't always heard, for those who feel marginalized or overlooked, this simple practice is nothing short of a superpower, a way to amplify your inner voice and make it resonate. The journals weren't just a repository of the past, a nostalgic trip down memory lane. They were also a dynamic tool for shaping the future, for setting intentions and manifesting dreams. By writing down her goals, she transformed them from vague aspirations into tangible realities, and meticulously tracked her progress, celebrating milestones and learning from setbacks. This consistent habit built resilience in the face of adversity and fostered a deep sense of self-awareness. For Sandra, journaling wasn't just a hobby, it was an essential component of her creative process. As both a thriving artist and a constantly evolving person, they anchored her to her values, providing a sense of stability and calm even in the middle of a raging fire of chaos and uncertainty. Her story, her truth, was always safe, securely locked away in her own words, waiting to be rediscovered and cherished. Sandraoh's story begins in Nepean, a quiet suburb of Ottawa, Ontario. It's a place of tree-lined streets and family homes, a typical Canadian community where she spent her formative years. She grew up as the daughter of Korean immigrants who came to Canada seeking new opportunities and a better life for their children. Their journey shaped Sandra's world. Like many immigrant parents, they dreamed of stable and secure careers for their children, envisioning paths in medicine or law. They wanted their children to have the best possible future. But Sandra felt a different calling, a powerful pull towards the stage. The world of performance captivated her imagination. Living between two distinct cultures, Korean and Canadian, she experienced the richness and the challenges of a dual identity. She learned to navigate and appreciate both her Korean heritage, with its traditions and values, and the everyday realities of Canadian suburban life, with its own unique customs and expectations. This in-between experience, observing and absorbing the nuances of both worlds, made her exceptionally observant and empathetic. She developed a keen understanding of human nature, These are invaluable skills that would later serve her well as an actor, allowing her to connect with characters and audiences on a deeper level. Her parents, while loving and supportive, didn't quite understand her burning passion for acting. The world of arts seemed uncertain and risky to them. They worried about her future prospects in such a competitive and unpredictable field. Their concerns stemmed from a place of love and a desire to protect her. They gently encouraged her to focus on academics, believing that a solid education would provide her with a more secure path in life. But Sandra felt deep down that acting was her true calling, the path she was meant to follow, despite the uncertainties. It took immense courage to pursue her dream, to stand firm in her conviction and choose a path that diverged from her parents' expectations. This was especially challenging when her family, with their well-intentioned concerns, initially doubted her chosen path. Still, their unwavering discipline and strong work ethic, qualities that defined their immigrant experience, deeply inspired her. Sandra channeled that dedication and commitment into her involvement in drama clubs, ballet classes, and eventually formal theater school training. She was absolutely determined to prove to herself, and perhaps to her parents as well, that she could succeed in the world of acting. She wanted to achieve success on her own terms, by forging her own unique path. Her early life in Nepean, with its blend of cultures and expectations, shaped her remarkable resilience. It also instilled in her an unwavering determination to pursue her passion, no matter the obstacles. She learned the importance of honoring her roots, of staying connected to her Korean heritage, while simultaneously forging her own unique identity as a Canadian actress. The pressures and expectations of being an immigrant's child, rather than holding her back, became a powerful source of motivation. Sandra's journey truly began with the courage to embrace her differences and to be unapologetically herself. She skillfully turned her unique perspective, shaped by her multicultural upbringing, into her greatest strength as a performer. That solid foundation, built on resilience, determination, and a strong sense of self, would carry her forward, providing her with the strength and confidence to navigate through every challenge that lay ahead on her path to success. Her remarkable story started with a brave choice, the choice to listen to and follow her own inner voice, even when it differed from the expectations of others. Sandra Oh arrived in Hollywood, a city shimmering with promise, carrying not just luggage, but a heart brimming with big emotions. She stepped off the plane, ready to conquer the entertainment world, and even bigger dreams of captivating audiences, of telling stories that resonated, of leaving an indelible mark on the silver screen. She envisioned a career where her talent shone brightly. But the industry, with its established norms and biases, offered few substantial roles for Asian actors. The landscape was challenging, the path narrow, mostly stereotypes, roles that perpetuated harmful cliches and limited the scope of their abilities. And sidekicks, always in the shadows, never the center of attention. The industry seemed unwilling to see beyond the surface. Sandra refused to fit into those boxes. She knew she was capable of so much more. She wouldn't let the industry define her. She faced rejection and discrimination, a constant barrage of negativity that could have easily broken her spirit. Told she wasn't enough of anything, not Asian enough, not American enough, just simply not enough. But she believed in her talent and worth. She knew that deep down, she had something special to offer the world. Instead of shrinking, she fought for complex, meaningful roles that challenged her, that allowed her to explore the full range of human emotion. She auditioned for parts not written for Asian actors, breaking down barriers and challenging preconceived notions. Proving talent has no race. That skill and artistry transcend cultural boundaries. Her breakout in Sideways was a turning point, a moment where the industry began to see her in a new light. Her character wasn't defined by ethnicity. She was simply a woman, with her own desires, flaws, and complexities. Sandra showed that Asian women could be romantic leads, capable of love, passion, and vulnerability. Funny, fierce, and complicated, just like any other human being. Every role was a victory against a system built to exclude her, a testament to her unwavering determination. She became a pioneer, opening doors for others, inspiring a new generation of Asian actors to pursue their dreams. Sandra didn't wait for opportunities, she created them, taking control of her narrative and shaping her own destiny. Her resilience and authenticity changed Hollywood's expectations, forcing the industry to confront its own biases. She proved stories are richer when they reflect real diversity, that representation matters, and that everyone deserves to see themselves on screen. Sandra's career is a testament to perseverance, a shining example of what can be achieved with hard work and dedication, and staying true to yourself. Embracing your unique identity and refusing to compromise your values. She turned rejection into fuel for her journey, transforming setbacks into opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Her story is one of breaking barriers, one audition at a time, a story of courage, resilience, and unwavering belief in oneself. In 2005, Sandra Oh became Dr. Christina Yang on Grey's Anatomy, a role that changed TV. Christina wasn't a sidekick. She was a brilliant, ambitious, and complex surgeon. Seeing an Asian Canadian woman in such a central role was revolutionary. Christina was defined by her genius and passion, not her race. For 10 seasons, Sandra brought her to life with depth and nuance. We saw her triumphs, struggles, and her iconic friendship with Meredith Grey. Christina was unapologetically herself, prickly, honest, and career-driven. This was a powerful message for women everywhere. Sandra's performance earned awards and made her a household name. Christina Yang became an icon, a new kind of female character, flawed, brilliant, real. For Asian viewers, Sandra was a hero, not a stereotype. She broke barriers and inspired a generation. Her decade as Christina wasn't just a job, it was a legacy. Sandra created one of TV's most memorable characters. She changed what was possible for women and actors of color. Christina Yang's story is Sandra's gift to television history. After 10 years, Sandra Oh knew it was time to leave Grey's Anatomy. The show was a global hit, but Sandra felt Christina's story was complete. Leaving was like saying goodbye to family. She wanted her exit to be intentional and meaningful. Sandra worked closely with Shonda Rhimes to craft Christina's perfect send-off. Her last day was emotional, a public farewell for fans, a private one for cast and crew. She understood the importance of closure, facing the end with gratitude. Sandra's thoughtful goodbye is a lesson endings matter. By honoring her journey, she left with pride and peace. She gave Christina and herself a powerful new beginning. After Grey's Anatomy, fans wondered if Sandra Oh would ever return. She expressed love for the show but made it clear she'd moved on. Sandra knew growth meant embracing new challenges, not living in the past. She starred in Killing Eve, earning even more acclaim and proving her range. Recently, she softened, saying she might return for the show's final episode, out of respect for its legacy. Sandra's journey shows the balance between honoring your past and embracing your future. She used Christina's success as a launching pad, not a limit. Her story teaches us it's okay to close a chapter, even a beautiful one. True growth comes from turning the page. Sandra's next act is always her best. Sandra Oh's drive came from her immigrant parents. They worked tirelessly to build a new life in Canada, modeling discipline and resilience. Sandra watched their sacrifices and learned the value of hard work. Her parents didn't understand her dream at first, but their lessons prepared her for success. Her mother's advice, always be prepared, know your lines, respect everyone. These practical lessons sustained Sandra through Hollywood's challenges. The immigrant experience meant she had to work harder for opportunities. That pressure became her motivation and secret weapon. Eventually, her parents' worry turned to pride. They became her biggest fans. Their journey from skepticism to support is a story of family and love. Even when parents don't understand our dreams, their values can help us achieve them. Sandra's success honors her talent and her parents' legacy. Her story is a tribute to the power of family. Sandra Oh's life is a lesson in knowing what matters. She chose to save her journals, her story, when everything else was at risk. In a world obsessed with fame, she reminds us to cherish our own journeys. Sandra fought to define herself, refusing to be boxed in. She changed Hollywood from the inside, opening doors for others. Her characters inspired a generation, especially young Asian women. Sandra's journey is about honoring roots, resilience, and meaningful goodbyes. She chases meaning, not just fame. Her story comes full circle. The girl who wrote to understand herself became a woman who helps us understand ourselves. Our stories are our most precious possessions. Save them, honor them, and let them guide you.